Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Carrie Waltz. I share tips, tools, and techniques for the artist in you. And today did not quite go as I had hoped. I was going to show you a step-by-step painting of this photograph, and I had it all set up, and I had it up above me to video, and I hit record, and I did the whole thing, and it turned out really well. I love the painting. And then I realized it was on slow motion. I am so sorry. I have taken the video, I've deleted all the sound because even that, when it was videoed, even when I sped it up, it didn't sound like a person. So I had to delete all the audio and speed up the it went from 41, one section went from 44 minutes to 20 seconds, and another was over an hour and 30 minutes, and I think it went to about 4 minutes. So it was very slow. So I'm really sorry that you didn't hear the step-by-step. I'm going to try to do a voiceover and tell you a little bit about what I did, but I will know to watch for that next time. The painting started off, or the video starts off with me showing you about this set of paints. There's 9 colors, 8 that I normally have plus 1. It is the only watercolor paint that I happened to take with me on the trip to Tennessee. I was gone for a week, only got to do 3 paintings. So now I'm catching up, but hopefully the rest of the videos that I do for this will not be in slow motion. Oh well. I'm not going to repaint it. I will tell you about it. But anyways, it was all painted with this and a little bit of white gouache that was right there. I added at the end to try to create these shafts of light through the edge. So I hope you get something out of this, and give me a like just for, hey man, good try. I'm sorry it didn't work out, and I will be back later with one that is in real time and tells you step by step. Thank you for joining me and for following me, encouraging me even when things don't go right. My mom's real good at that. Hi, Mom. She's one of my best fans. Probably the best. Well, maybe. Sometimes she misses a video because it doesn't ding on her phone or she didn't hear it. So it's okay. She sees most of them, and I try to send it to her. So we have a conversation via video. So anyway, hi, Mom. And I love you. I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and you'll pardon my boo-boo on this one. Talk to you later. First thing I did was put some little tick marks as to where the sky would meet the distant hill, where the trees were, and I put in the light blue, trying to be lighter toward the horizon. I've just mixed my Peacock blue with ultramarine. While that was drying, I decided to work on a pale light color of the ground and block in the yellow of the hills in the distance. Came back with a mixture of burnt sienna and the blue. That's my go-to dark with the ultramarine and burnt sienna. And I didn't make the tree trunk as dark as it will be, but I just wanted to indicate where it was. Wanted to put in the shadows, the directional strokes, and I had to leave a second and some of the paint took off as the page was pretty wet. So I'm just coming in and filling in where the leaves are. I'm not worried about the tree trunks because they're going to be darker than the leaves, but I want to leave some gaps because the leaves weren't solid. So pick up a couple of different colors as I do that. The burnt sienna, the yellows, the Gamboge, and the Hansa yellow, I believe. The colors will be listed in the show notes. I wanted to indicate some of the darker greens. I used both blues and the darker yellow. Muted it a little bit with burnt sienna. Came back, the directional strokes of the cast shadows take on the shape of what they're falling on. So if the path is bent and tilted, then the strokes of your cast shadows should also do that. I got some of them a little dark and had to lift some of that off. Coming back over on the other side, it's actually darker than the side on the right, so I wanted to kind of do that as well. I needed to let the trees dry, but the yellow dry, so the right side should be dry enough to then come back and dab in the tree trunks. I really try not to ever just do a larger trunk in just one long stroke. It just doesn't look quite as natural. When I barely touch the paper with my brush, I can get a very light line. I'm also lightening or adding more water to the trunk color so that the trees in the distance will read a little further off in the distance, because trees will get lighter as they get farther away, as a rule. Be sure to look at your picture and skip bits of the foliage so it looks like they're tucked back behind part of them and not just a solid straight line up and down. I know I'm coming back now with a darker, less wet paint, and I'm leaving a little lighter area where the shafts of light seem to be coming through, and didn't get it quite as light as I wanted to, and I ended up trying to lift some of it off. Want to re-emphasize the dark shadows on the edge of the path, because again, watercolor does dry it lighter. Sometimes you have to come in and put multiple layers. The ground is really too smooth at this point, so I'm going to have to come back a little bit later. Want to do some more speckling to indicate the leaves, and now I'm coming back with more branches and smaller tree trunks. I'll probably zoom in a minute and so you can see this better, but right now I'm just trying to get the voice part right. Teeny tiny little touches. Wanted to add more yellow base to the trees or the leaves and the floor, and I just kind of bounce my brush around because I don't want it to read smooth while that's wet, so it'll blend, because shadows usually don't have a harsh, sharp line unless they're really close to what they're landing on. These are all blurred a little bit. The shafts of light I mixed with a pale blue onto the white gouache and just drug it straight across the tree trunk. Now I want to take off the tape. I used my jeans to dab the tape onto the jeans before I secured it so that it would be easier to remove. So all in all, I was really pleased how it turned out. I did come back later and add just a little more texture in the floor of the leaves on the path. So I hope you like it. See you soon.